So this really isn't going to be a normal per se video. I just wanted to give my opinions on just some stuff that's been happening with Ipsy and their choice of theme for June. So their theme is, let me pull it up on my phone. So their theme is Flying Colors, which is really about LGBTQ Pride, which is, it's a complicated thing to approach in terms of, like, business, if that makes any sense. Like, there are certain groups who go about expressing diversity and stuff like that very well. Like, Fenty Beauty. They're expressing diversity through foundations and having a foundation shade for everyone, including people who often don't have one, people in the deeper, darker skin tone range, as well as also definitely providing foundations for people who are paler, not that they, even though they oftentimes have an easier time finding foundations than people with deeper skin tones, it's still sometimes a struggle. Like, Fenty Beauty is the only foundation line that I've found so far where my summer shade is not the lightest shade, or that they actually have it, because I have pale and neutral undertones, which is kind of hard to find. Like, my summer is 150, and my winter is 170. So, anyway, getting back to that. There are also some just different brands that are based off of, you know, being gender neutral and having, you know, and just being kind of marketed towards queer people, which is okay, especially if it's coming from someone who is queer, being like the founder, and just trying to create especially more gender neutral makeup or brightly colored makeup, you know, just trying to create something that embodies their style that stems from being queer, if that makes any sense. I'm going to put some just pictures of brands up on the screen right now, but yeah, so there was some controversy with a video that they put out, and I'm getting ready right now for a graduation party, so wanted to talk about this before I even get the bag, because right now it's May 3rd, so people, unless they're on Ipsy's PR, I'm not, I pay for every single one of these with my own money, but unless you're on Ipsy's PR, you don't know what you're getting. And I don't, but this is just something that's important, I guess, to talk about. So, I should have prefaced this with, so I'm gay, I'm a lesbian, so I do come from a place of semi-knowledge about this, but there were some issues with a video that Ipsy made, that people became offended by. I'm gonna pull up the Instagram post right now, but take a screenshot of it. Also, just a note, I'm really bad at curling my hair, so y'all are just gonna have to deal with that. So they made a video talking about kind of some pride stuff, and just, they took it down before I was able to watch it, because I am still in school right now. It's finals week next week, which is when I'm going to be uploading this, so when I upload this, I'll probably be either in or studying for a final. So, obviously, this isn't really the first thing that's on my mind. So, at first I was like, oh, you know, like, Flying Colors, Pride, that's cool. Maybe they'll finally give me a lipstick that isn't red, and maybe go for something that's a little bit more out there, because I love out there lipsticks. I love my blue and purple lipsticks. so much. But getting back to the point, so this is basically what they said, that they kind of missed the mark and kind of did the amazing cop-out of saying we didn't do enough research, which honestly I am sick and tired of hearing. I hear it all the time when it comes to people being, especially transphobic too. I'm like, if you're gonna take enough time to do whatever you're doing, make a video, make whatever, you need to be doing your research. Don't just, go out and assume what other people are feeling when you're not in that position. Like, I would not talk about how someone who is trans feels about anything because I am not trans. And that's not my place. However, they just they basically said, we never intended to make anyone in our community feel anything less than powerful, beautiful, and inspiring. For those of you who spoke up, we thank you. We're sorry, we will do better. They're going to make an announcement within the next 2 days, so I'll probably do an update about this. But they basically said, thoughtless comments included in the video that seemed to imply that trans women were not authentic women, which is, even in the LGBTQ community, so many people are transphobic, which is problematic in and of itself. But just also the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, well, first of all, I didn't have time to watch the video. They already have taken it down, or I can't find it anymore. And second of all, they only posted this on their Instagram. It was not on, their normal platform, the app, their website, anything. It was just, as of this moment, on Instagram, which not everyone is following them there. So this is just a little bit problematic. I'm still going to do a review of it because I already paid for it. It's problematic when brands who are run by straight people are trying to make money off of pride, which is something that is really important for a lot of people. It's very important to me. This month means so much to me and so much to all of the queer people that I know, because it's basically, I get to celebrate and I get to feel open and people are actually going to pay attention to me for a month. Now, it is problematic that people stop paying attention afterwards, but that's a whole nother topic. But just to basically, yes, it's important to talk about it, and, that's cool if you're gonna make, if you're gonna make it that theme, but also, you're just trying to make money off of it, which is problematic, because you're trying to make money off of someone's identity, which it's just weird, and it's not weird in a good way, it's weird in the way of, wow, that's kind of cringy and problematic. But I'm just kind of disappointed, and some of the other queer content creators that I follow are also disappointed. It's hard to see people who don't know very much of it try to make money off of it, and just kind of, not only do they make a fool of themselves, but they make people feel uncomfortable. There are a lot of people, especially a lot of queer people, where makeup is such a huge part of their identity, whether it be through drag or trans women who feel comfortable wearing makeup because it makes them feel like more of a woman. Now, obviously, not everyone has that connection to it. Everyone's experience is different. So that's more of just a generalization. But I don't even know how to phrase this. But it's so cringy. And I really hate that they just use the, we didn't do enough research cop-out. There are so many people online who are talking about this. And so, you didn't do enough research? It's not that hard. You literally Google it's free. Like, yeah. And you know, like, they could have gone about it in such a better way and made it so that people felt comfortable, but instead they blew it. And it's really upsetting, honestly. Anyway, this was super duper rambly, but I just wanted to get my view out there and just kind of talk about it, because it's just really problematic, and honestly, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. There are so many things that people in the queer community have been going through right now, and just, I don't want this on top of everything else that I've been dealing with recently. Whether it be, you know, politics in trans bathrooms, or just, there's a lot of stuff. But it's important to be, if you're going to do this, you need to be well researched. Like, a lot of it, people just assume that, oh yeah, they can put themselves in someone else's shoes and understand things just by either talking to one person or, you know, just assuming things, when everyone's experience is vastly different, and people just need to be respectful of that and just kind of not try and make money off of it almost. Like, this is rambly and long, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm just so frustrated with people doing this. Like, not knowing it, and like, that's just an excuse. I'm done with your excuses, honestly. Like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get next month's now. I'm gonna see how this all plays out. But, like, you know, they did have their queer content creators on there, which is nice. However, again, like, you can't, I believe that there were like 6 or 7 of them, and they can't speak for the entire community. I'm not even speaking for the entire community. This is just my opinion on it as someone who is queer and who is around quite a lot of queer people, and just, yeah. There's just, it's problematic. That's basically the end point of it, and I'm kind of sick and tired of companies doing this. They're doing things that are problematic either to gain, you know, the drama of it. Like, any coverage is coverage, even if it's bad. So, it's just, it's not enjoyable. And there are going to be people who are like, well, you know, I think it's fine. And, you know, to each their own. You can view it however you want to, but really, especially if you're straight and you think it's okay, this isn't your fight. You haven't been through this kind of stuff, so you don't really have a place. Saying and making your opinion and feeling like that opinion is what's right or the correct opinion. Okay, so just a quick Ipsy update while I'm getting ready. So, apparently the specific thing that was said in the video was basically saying that, sex was equal to gender, which is not correct. However, it's a really common mistake. So, I am gonna be co-president of my school's GSA next year, and I've been in that GSA for the past 3 years, and that is probably, that and confusing people's pronouns are probably the top 2 things that people get confused on, so it's understandable. The apology was it wasn't great, but they did apologize. However, there were a lot of people in the comments who were kind of being like, you know, this isn't, stop overreacting, blah, 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 blah. But it's like someone just denounced their identity. I feel like everyone has the right to be offended to that. So anyway, they haven't uploaded any more posts yet regarding the issue. So I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I've dug into the Ipsy situation a little bit more now. It's been about 3-4 days since I last did a section of this. So, first of all, so I'm gonna put screenshots of all of this in here, and I was looking at a BuzzFeed article and a few other articles, just because that was really all I could find. I don't really care what your opinion on BuzzFeed is. Don't post about it in the comments, etc., etc. So, what was said in the video was, I am attracted to women, and there is definitely a spectrum between trans women, between authentic cisgender women, and everything in between. So that basically, she's saying that trans women are different than cis women, which is not true. They're both women. Gender isn't just male and female, and it's not just a spectrum between male and female. It is basically like a color wheel. There is all different types of genders, and it's not just one or two things, and being trans isn't a spectrum. It is people who just don't identify with their given gender at birth. So, the other problem is that, so, they were deleting Facebook comments and Instagram comments of trans women calling them out. So, that's just rude. And just, I don't even know if I'm gonna do one next month. I might just go over to Sephora Play and try that out, because honestly, this combined with just, I'm not really getting many things that I like from these bags anymore, so I think I'm gonna try something else. Anyway, I'm gonna post a review probably in the next few weeks, just over the overview of just the actual bag. But I wanted to just put this out there before so that I don't have to go over it in the video. Anyway, thanks for watching and just kind of putting up with the rambling and maybe trying to understand where other people are coming from and why this is problematic. Yeah. Bye.